more than that. Joining us now, American Energy Institute founder and CEO, Jason Isaac. Jason, great to see you. It's great that oil is passing through crude, the Strait of Hormuz, but some of that oil, a great deal of it, is Iranian oil, and Iran's pocketing that money. And I think the reason that this negotiation, this memorandum of understanding was entered into is because the United States and the world were at rock bottom inventories and stockpiles, and we were facing an immediate price spike to destroy demand and curb demand. But how do you see it?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, during the president of the Autopin administration, draining 300 million barrels of oil from our Strategic Petroleum Reserve, 180 million barrels just before the 2022 midterm elections, trying to buy elections with lower costs at the pump. This president has drained 172 million with a coordinated response with 31 other countries trying to keep the cost as low as possible at the pump. And now we're seeing 6 straight weeks of decline. But I think one of the biggest benefits of us getting rid of oil from our Strategic Petroleum Reserve is it's no longer 10% for the big guy. It's 15 to 22% for the big guy, and the big guy is the American consumer. So the oil that has come out of the American Strategic Petroleum Reserve was a loan, and the oil companies have to replace that between 2026 and 2028, and they've got to do it with at least 15% more oil. So that's incredible, just a financial decision by this administration to do something that, in my understanding, has never been done before, and the consumers will reap the reward.
You know, there's some question about whether Oman and Iran are going to start tolling the strait, or they're not calling it tolls. They're saying it's a charge for services or something. They've got some way of finessing it.
That's right.
I guess my question is, well, one, do you think they'll be able to do that? I don't, but I want to know what you think. And two, is that even more reason for more of those Gulf producers and their consumers to say, we are going to permanently eliminate the strait from our plans for delivering and buying oil in the future?
Yeah, this will be one of the biggest detriments to Iranian oil production in the history, because you have the United Arab Emirates, Oman, others building pipelines as we speak to move oil west to avoid the strait so that they have a predictable regulatory climate. They can actually get things to market. But in the meantime, Iran is certainly going to benefit from some of the sales from oil. But I really believe it's the American consumers and the global oil consumers that are benefiting, because China is really no longer looting the global oil market. They're having to pay full freight for oil, something that they weren't doing before when they were getting oil from Venezuela and getting oil from Iran. Now they've got to pay this full price. That helps lower the cost globally, so consumers around the world are benefiting from this manipulation that has stopped.
I'll just note this. We both follow Javier Blas at Bloomberg really closely. The IEA, the International Energy Agency, estimates that the UAE, which it was running, I guess, an extra 1.5 million barrels a day through its pipeline, building another pipeline next year. And the UAE is the one that said it's going to be completely go 0%
in the strait
through additional pipelines and ports and the like. Is that right? Yep. 0% off the Strait of Hormuz. UAE reached 85% of pre-war oil exports in early June.
Wow.
Because of the combination. So before the memorandum of understanding, because of the combination of bypass pipelines, the Fujairah strategic storage, and the dark Strait of Hormuz crossings along the Omani coast. So again, it's Strait of Hormuz has lost its power as a weapon. Jason,
it'll be a lot
word.
less significant. Yeah, it'll be a lot less significant, especially, and I don't think LNG flowing through the strait will return to levels, mainly because of the increased production and exporting that we're seeing here in the United States, supplying our friends and allies with affordable, reliable American energy that's produced more responsibly than anywhere else on the planet. And I think that's a great thing for the globe. It's a great thing for consumers, ratepayers, fuel buyers around the world.
Sounds like a long-term win. Jason Isaac, good to see you.